going on, everyone? It's Jack here from Nothing But Tech in an overexposed New York, and I just attended the Samsung Unpacked event as seen by the badge, and alongside meeting a bunch of awesome YouTubers, I also got some hands-on time with the Note 8. So in this video, I want to give you guys 6 things that you should know before buying one. Let's get into it. So the first thing that you should know is that the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 is the first Galaxy smartphone to have 2 cameras on the back of the phone. Now, this dual camera system is very similar to the iPhones in the sense that it is 2 cameras, one wide angle and one telephoto, and it also works to create a blurry background effect if that mode is enabled. And Samsung is calling it live focus, which is similar to portrait mode, but the one difference is that the effect can be edited while taking the photo and after the fact. With the iPhones, you're limited to whatever Apple decides is in focus and is not, and the magnitude of the blurry background. You can't adjust any of that while you're taking the photo and then after. But with the Samsung Galaxy Note 8, you can adjust all of that while you're taking the photo and then also go in and edit it after. So that's a huge advantage, and the shots that were coming out of it were really solid. I'm excited to see the camera system. And then another thing is that the cameras have dual capture, which means you can take one photo in that live focus mode, and then you can also still have the wide angle photo. So you can capture a moment and then the whole picture. And that's really cool. I'm excited to see how that actually works. Another thing that's unique to the Note 8's camera setup is that both of the cameras are optically stabilized. With other phones that have a dual camera system, only the main one is stabilized. This is the first smartphone to have both of them stabilized. And that will help a ton in low light and in video mode, which I do a ton of. The cameras look really solid, and I'm definitely going to be doing an in-depth look at them, so you're going to want to subscribe to see that. And number 2, it now has a feature called App Pair, and basically what this lets you do is set default of applications that you want to work together. So let's say that you're always using messages and photos. You can create that as a default, so when you click on it, you'll get messages and photos together. I wasn't able to get any B-roll of this, but that's really cool, and that's going to be something that just saves a few seconds every day. So I'm excited to see the rest of the multitasking features. Everything is just really good in terms of multitasking, and the screen, which is now a 6.3-inch display, is perfect for running 2 applications at once, and everything will also work really well with the S Pen, which is number 3. So the Note line is very famous for the S Pen. That's a trademark feature of it, and Samsung has added a lot of new stuff with the S Pen. So the S Pen now is a finer tip, and the screen is also more sensitive, which will lead to more precise drawing, so when you write something, it will show up exactly where you wanted it, which is great. So when Samsung was announcing the S Pen, they really emphasized the new application Pen Up, and this app is basically a platform where artists can share all the amazing creations that they do with the S Pen, and some of the creations actually look phenomenal, so I'm excited to see the better S Pen, although I'm not really an artist at all. Samsung also kind of did their own version of Apple's live messages in iMessage, meaning that now you can write live messages and then export them as GIFs to send in a text message or post on Facebook or Twitter. So I don't think that I'll be using this a lot, but I demoed it and it worked really well. So if that's your type of thing, then I think you'll be happy with it. Another thing that Samsung raved about is the screen off memos. So they announced this with the Note 7, and that was basically that you could write memos by just taking out the pen. You didn't have to unlock the device, and that was super essential if you just wanted to write down a quick phone number or an email address. And now that's back again, but now you can write up to 100 pages without you having to unlock the device. So I don't think anyone's actually going to be doing that, but it's great if you have to write a lot of information down if you're in class or just getting information from a person quickly. That's a great feature to see. Another new feature with the S Pen is that you can translate entire sentences, and you can also convert units of measure and foreign currency. So I didn't actually find the S Pen that useful in past devices, but I think that these few new upgrades will be great for myself, and then also really for artists and people that like to take a lot of handwritten notes. The 4th thing you should know about is Bixby and the advancements in Bixby. So as much as we like to hate on Bixby, some of the stuff that they showed at the event have actually made me impressed with Bixby, and I'm excited to try it out first person. But some of the things that they were showing was that you can talk in a natural language to this service, and with a lot of other assistants, you have to kind of change the way you would say things to make them understand. So if that holds true, it would be great. Another thing that Samsung added this year was quick commands. So now you can say a simple phrase, and then it will do a complex list of actions. So the example that they gave was saying food photo, and then it would open up the camera app to the food mode, and then you'd be able to take a photo from there. And then not only that, it would save it to your food album on the phone. So that's really cool. I haven't seen another service do that, so that would be something unique. And then another one was saying good night to Bixby, and then Bixby would put your phone on do not disturb mode and turn the blue light filter on. So if these features actually turn out working and they work consistently, then they would make Bixby more compelling over Google Assistant, but we'll have to see. At last event, they showed off Bixby and it looked great, but then when you actually tried it out, it was a little inconsistent. There's still room to improve for sure, but I'm excited to see how it continues to grow. The fifth thing you should know is that DeX continues to improve, and DeX is one of the most underrated features of the S8. And basically, if you didn't know, DeX is a desktop workstation from your phone, so you just dock your phone in, which would be the S8 or the Note 8, and you dock it in, and then you'll be able to have like a full desktop experience, like PC-like experience into a monitor. So they showed off a few apps that worked really well, and there's more and more coming. They said they're going to talk about it more at their developer conference in September, but there were so many applications that work with it. Certain apps like Lightroom worked really well. And what they were able to do is adjust exposure and other elements of a photo in Lightroom, and it was a very similar version to the desktop version. They also showed a bunch of games that are being added to the DeX station and optimized, and the graphics looked really great. So as they continue to partner with new applications, it should get better and better. Another one that they showed was a video like Skyping service almost. So what they were saying is you could be talking to one of your coworkers on the phone, and then you get into the office and you could just dock it into your computer seamlessly. So that's really cool. You can also share your screen. So I really like the future where you only need one device to get it all done, and I think Samsung is really driving us towards that, so DeX is definitely going to be something that I'm going to want to check out. The sixth thing that you should know is that the Note 8 is packing a killer list of specs. So you have 6 gigabytes of RAM, which is insane. That's a lot more than some computers that people own. It also has a 6.3-inch 1440p gorgeous display, and it's also now a cinema display, so it will be great for watching movies and TV shows. It looked really, really nice in person. Samsung just does displays really well. It's the best on the market in my opinion by far. It also has this really thin bezels now, which is why Samsung is calling it the Infinity display. So that was really nice to see, and I think that the Note 8 now has the best display on the market, beating the S8 just because it's a little bit bigger, and I like big screens in that small form factor. It's also more narrow than past Note lines, which makes it really one-handable, so that was great. And then in terms of the other specs, it has 3 forms of biometric technology working to unlock the device. You have the fingerprint sensor, you have iris scanning, and then you have facial scanning. Iris scanning is probably the most secure one out of the 3. Facial scanning is kind of a fun feature, but it can be tricked easily, as already seen on the S8. And then the fingerprint sensor is in a not so ideal location, so your best bet is probably iris scanning. In terms of the battery, it's a 3,300 milliamp hour battery, so not massive by any stretch of the imagination. I think that that's going to be the weakest part of the Note lineup because this device is so powerful. It has such a beautiful display that it's going to drain the battery really fast. I hope I'm surprised, but right now I'm thinking that maybe you're going to just make it to a day, but stay tuned and be sure to subscribe for the review where I'll, of course, mention battery life. The Note 8 has water and dust resistance, and it also has AKG headphones in the box, which are tuned by AKG, so they should be really, really solid headphones, which will just add to the media experience. And then in terms of when you can get it on September 15th, and pre-orders start very soon. I'll link the page below so you can keep posted on that. But thank you so much for Samsung for sending me out to this event. It was awesome covering it. I hope that you guys enjoyed the coverage. Comment down below what you're most excited about the Note 8. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any other content that we have because we have a lot coming. And watch my other content here. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Bye.